Hey guys, sometimes in life the world throws you random chords, whether it's you're jamming with someone new or you go to jam with a song online, and you're going to want to make sure that what you're playing is going to match what's going on in the chord progression, right? So today I thought I'd do something a little different, something I like to do to kind of keep my skills sharp as they can be. And that is go to the random chord generator and pick a progression right there. The weirder the better, and see if I can jam on it the pentatonic way. All right, so let's go to the wheel of chords. All right, cool. Here is the wheel of chords. Let's see if we can get two random chords to jam over. Hopefully not from the same key, because that's the most challenging. All right, we got D dominant 7. All right, so I have to use the dominant pentatonic over that. And for our second random chord, we have E minor. All right, cool. So for our two chords, we have D dominant and then E minor. So those are both in the same key. That could be the 5. Well, not, yeah, the 5 because it's dominant, right? And go into the 6 minor of a chord. Could be the flat 7, go into the 1. Either way, we'd use the same scales, all right? So for the D, we're going to use D dominant. Now, if you don't know what D dominant looks like, in this case, take your first shape of the pentatonic, right? And place it on A. So it's like you're playing A minor pentatonic. But we're going to change two of those notes. They're the same note, but the octave, both octaves of it. So you have, starts the same with 5, 8, 5, 7. But now we're going to bring this down to 4. Instead of 5, we're going to have 4, 7. So 5, 8, 5, 7, 4, 7. 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7. That would usually be 5, 8, 5, 7, and then 5, 8 on the bottom. So altogether, 5, 8, 5, 7, 4, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8. So that's going to be our D dominant scale. And then for E minor, we could play E minor pentatonic, right? But I don't want to have to jump all the way up here to the E to play my first shape. And even here, where I would play this chord, that would be the 4th shape, typically. But I don't want to have to jump back and forth. So what I can do is, since we're already here, for the D dominant, I'm going to play the 3rd shape of the E minor pentatonic, which is 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 4, 7, 5, 8, 5, 7. All right, so let me get a jam going, a loop, and then I'll come back and I'll jam using those scales, all right? All right, I got this good jam, a little loop going. There's the E minor, D7, E minor. So let me jump into it here. Yeah, pretty cool. You know, that works pretty good. Like, because the notes change just by 1 fret. So here we have on the bottom strings for the dominant, that's D dominant, then E. So even without the backing track, you can still hear it change. It's pretty cool. You get this X thing going on, right? Because on the bottom string for the D, you have this. So you have 7 on the B string and 8 on the E string. And then on the, for the other chord, for the E minor, now you have 7 on the E string and 8 on the B string. And what those are, the 3rd in the flat 7, and then in this case, it's the what is that? The 5th and the 3rd. Pretty cool. Or here you have 5-7, 5-7. That's in the D7 chord. And then for the E, you have. So that's a pretty cool grouping. You have 4, 7, 5, 8. So the 2 outside voices, one goes down, one goes up. Tongue twisted. Then now if you know all the other ones, E7, E minor, anyway, just having a blast. It's Friday and just like to hang with you guys and jam a bit. Yeah, if this was helpful, if this is something you want to see more of, let me know. There is endless supply of random chords that we could mess around with. But that's the idea, is you just want to be able to react to each chord individually. I could put 6 random chords in a row and I could kind of follow them with my scales to bring out their sound, and it would bring out different sounds every time with my solos, because instead of just being stuck in the box, I'm moving that box, and that's the trick. So, all right, I hope you're doing well. I just want to let you know I talked about doing those gigs last week, getting ready for them, and I performed them, and they went great. I had such a good time, and I have a couple more gigs coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, you got gigs coming up? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll come around if they're, in the East Coast, Northeast section of the country, in this country. Anyway, all right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.